Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry. Today's show looks at financing and mentorship for small, medium, and micro enterprises. It also explores the world of art, motivates the inner you, and recaps government's achievements in 2016. Stay with us. It promises to be another informative show.
Violence against women and girls is a human problem, not just a woman's problem. It's a problem for men too. Gender violence takes many forms, including sexual assault, domestic violence, relationship abuse, sexual harassment, and sexual abuse of children. The magnitude of ongoing violence against women and children in our country is cause for alarm. We can end the violence. It requires all of us to end the violence. I call on all our men and women in Jamaica to take a stand. And men, especially, must get involved in this movement to create a better world for their daughters, their mothers, their sisters, their aunts, their uncles, their fathers, their sons, and for themselves. Let's protect and reassure. Let's unite to end gender violence.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your GIS News for Friday, January 20. Government is to acquire a surveillance aircraft as part of a raft of new measures to strengthen the country's border protection system. This was disclosed by Minister of National Security Robert Montego during a press briefing on Wednesday. He says the aircraft has already been purchased and will be in the island by July, but will not become operational until early next year.
Because we have to build specialized surveillance equipment and fit it onto that aircraft.
The minister says that early next month, the country will also acquire an additional naval ship outfitted with a helicopter from the United Kingdom.
We're bringing a bigger vessel that will not assist us in not only assist us in dominating the marine environment, but will also assist with search and rescue.
Minister Montego also welcomed the Memorandum of Understanding signed in December to establish 3 new marine bases along sections of the country's coastline. They will be jointly operated by the police and the Jamaica Customs Agency at Rocky Point in Clarendon, James Bond Beach in St. Mary, and Little Ochi in St. Elizabeth. Government has received over $910 million in grant funding from the European Union to reduce poverty and improve living conditions in sugar-dependent areas. This will be carried out under the accompanying measures for Sugar Protocol countries. Finance Minister Audley Shaw says government is committed to continuing the work being done under the program to achieve critical environmental, agricultural, and economic growth objectives.
The disbursement further aids the government's mission to reduce the economic and the social disparities of our rural areas by creating sustainable productivity increases to hundreds of people moving out of poverty.
The program has 3 specific objectives, including to strengthen management of the sector and improve field and factory productivity. It's also designed to improve sustainable economic and social development of sugar-dependent areas and to support the national policy environment by improving the environmental and energy performances of the industry. Jamaica moves a step closer to establishing an international financial services center with the recent passage of 2 key pieces of legislation.
These bills are geared at modernizing our partnership laws, at providing a more sophisticated slate of investment vehicles, together with the regulation and transparency needed to encourage and attract international business activity.
One is the General Partnership Bill, which formalizes the process for foreign partnerships looking to transact business in Jamaica, and which facilitates mergers and the conversion of partnerships. The other is the Limited Partnership Bill. It facilitates commercial activities that are not well suited for other available business forms in Jamaica. Chairman of Jamaica Trade and Invest, Senator Don Webby, says JAMPRO's efforts to help source buyers for Jamaican exporters is bearing fruit. He reveals that the 2016 staging of the Jamaica Manufacturers Association and the Jamaica Exporters Association Expo resulted in 20 orders for exports.
In addition to this, JAMPRO linked 32 Jamaican companies with counterpart businesses in Panama, Cuba, US, UK, and Canada.
Senator Webby says distribution contracts have been signed and orders for ground provisions, sauces, teas, and many other products have found a home in the global market. Jampro has also been providing companies with training to equip them to take on the global market.
Last year, staff of more than 87 businesses were trained in various elements of exporting, and I think that 87, and Robert is here who is in charge of our exports, we need to more than double that within a short space of time to train the Jamaicans about the rudimentary of exporting.
Jamaica has identified its first probable case of microcephaly associated with Zika virus infection. The Ministry of Health says the case was reported in the week of January 9. It is identified as a probable Zika-linked case because the mother of the baby had a rash during pregnancy. The baby's parents have been referred to the psychological services of the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. The Health Ministry says the mother has been seen and continued follow-up visits have been scheduled for as long as is necessary. The baby was also seen in the hospital and follow-up visits have continued at the community clinic. Microcephaly is a condition in which babies are born with small heads and can be caused by a viral infection, including Zika. Among other measures, the Ministry of Health has implemented guidelines for the clinical management of mothers and children affected by microcephaly. A fund was also set up to provide services to families with children born with congenital anomalies, possibly related to Zika virus infection. And finally, the Consumer Affairs Commission and the Office of Utilities Regulation have signed a Memorandum of Understanding to reduce duplication of services between both entities. The CAC provides complaint resolution services for consumers, while the OUR addresses complaints regarding the delivery of utility services.
We do get complaints from time to time that it cuts across both agencies, and this Memorandum of Understanding will formalize the arrangements and how we will treat with complaints that we get.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
So what you say, talk to me, right?
It takes so long, man. People have places for going, you know. Get them on the urban table number.
Happy and nice. You know how much people me have to deal with before me reach here, sir? You're lucky.
Put 3 bills for number 5.
Wait. We can place my bet with you? Yeah, man. You see when you win with we, you get a little extra. So what you say?
Police, nobody move.
Illegal gambling is a criminal offense. If convicted, you could face a fine of up to $1 million or up to 18 months in prison. When gambling, choose licensed and registered gaming establishments. Stop illegal gambling now. Call Crime Stop at 311 to report illegal gambling. You don't have to give your name. A message from the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission.
It's time to recap major achievements of the government in 2016.
In 2016, government made strides in the continued work to develop Jamaica's transportation and mining sectors. Among last year's major investments was Kingston Freeport Terminal Limited taking over operations of the Kingston Container Terminal under a 30-year concession agreement.
The development is timely, coming on the heels of the opening of the expanded Panama Canal.
As part of its modernization efforts, Jamaica Customs moved to acquire a new fixed portal scanning equipment. It provides the capability to scan containerized shipments from different angles and complements the automated system for customs data, ASICUDA.
The benefits of such a system would be increased revenue, obviously, and of course, improved border protection.
The Port Authority of Jamaica also launched a port community system to manage all trade logistics processes.
It will enhance the operations of the logistics activities by encouraging and promoting more efficient and effective trading practices.
Jamaica's air communications, navigation and surveillance system was boosted in November when the Jamaica Civil Aviation Authority installed a new state-of-the-art control tower at the Norman Manley International Airport. A new round of bidding was also invited for the privatization of the NMIA, and Cabinet approved the enterprise team to facilitate the implementation of the Vernon Field Phased Development Project, estimated to cost $2.5 billion over 10 years.
The field is an international cargo hub. It's a maintenance, repair, and overhaul of aircraft. And I remind the public and my colleagues that any plane that is to be repaired at the moment is now flown back to Europe or to the Far East to be repaired. And when I talk about repairs, whether you wash the plane, clean the windows, prepare the seat belts, maintenance and overhaul will be a major aspect of the development. That will be tied to the Transport Training College.
In June, the ministry prepared cabinet submissions seeking approval of proposals to improve the running of the JUTC and the development of the Portmore Transport Hub on lands owned by the UDC.
The Portmore Hub is estimated to cost just over £47 million. The hub is intended to improve the service planning of the JUTC by reducing the number of kilometers traveled and associated costs while increasing the passenger load factor of each trip.
35 new Chinese buses arrived and were handed over to the JUTC in September.
These Chinese-made Golden Dragon buses have come into the picture to help to improve the run-out numbers and add variety in terms of bus sizes and to critically service the very challenging Hill, Upper St. Andrew areas.
The ministry also took the decision to proceed with repairing all defective buses in the JUTC's fleet.
The program is to refurbish some 160 to 200 buses, which is being decreased each day until we fully repair them all.
In September, the Transport Minister brought new provisions to the updated Road Traffic Act before the House of Representatives. That same month, the Bureau of Standards developed and launched a road safety standards system as part of efforts to reduce deaths and serious injuries related to traffic crashes.
It will outline the processes needed for the development and implementation of the road traffic safety policy. And this is a commendable attempt to get everyone on the same page.
2016 also saw the Ministry of Transport signing a memorandum of understanding with US-based investor Herzog International to revive Jamaica's passenger and cargo rail service. Last year, Jamaica's Jinquan Iron and Steel Company, JISCO, took over ownership of Alpart Bauxite Plant from UC Russell. The $300 million sales agreement set the stage for the resumption of production and the establishment of an industrial zone in Nain St. Elizabeth over 5 years.
So the signing ceremony for the sale of Alpart took place. The transaction timelines were mentioned to the country, and I promised that by the end of November we would have seen this handing over, and so promised, so delivered.
Noranda Jamaica Bauxite operation in St. Anne also officially changed ownership in a seamless transfer to Dada Holding LLC for a purchase price of $24.4 million. Government opted to abandon the bauxite levy previously collected in favor of a profit-sharing arrangement of 17.3% with the new owners. Just some of the highlights of major undertakings within the Ministry of Transport and Mining in 2016.
When criminals disagree, they seek revenge. Murder, arson, rape, whatever causes terrible suffering. It doesn't matter who gets hurt. Women, children, and the elderly, they are the main targets. Don't support the criminals. Don't cover up for them. Don't take their money. Take a stand now for the right of our women and children to be free from fear and abuse. Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
The National Gallery of Jamaica is the home of fine arts and the ideal place for exhibiting the works of many artists. So today we revisit one such exhibition that coincided with UNESCO's designation of Kingston as a creative music city.
Kingston, one of the most vibrant cities globally, Jamaica's capital, the birthplace of reggae, a melting pot of people, culture, and lifestyles. It's no wonder the National Gallery, a division of the Institute of Jamaica, decided to focus on this city for their current exhibition.
The Kingston exhibition now really came about as a reflection on our part on the recent designation of Kingston as a creative city. And Kingston received this designation because of its role in the development of music. But Kingston also has been the hub for many other aspects of Jamaican culture, including the development of the visual arts. So it really is a response to that.
The artwork and pieces selected from various artists display the beat and heart of Kingston, the city. Assistant curator at the gallery, Monique Barnett-Davidson, explains the selection process.
So there are over 80 pieces of artworks in the Kingston Part 1 exhibition. The works were primarily taken from the National Collection, of which the National Gallery is a custodian, but we were also very fortunate to get independent lenders to also lend a few works to us as well. The works were selected based on the research that was conducted about Kingston. So we were particularly keen on looking at ways in our parallels between the social history of the city and the development of visual arts.
The exhibition is divided into 5 themes: nature's bounty, crossroads, institutions and collections, art on the streets, and stories to tell. Guided by Monique, let's look at these areas.
Nature's Bounty is a section that looks at natural resources in Kingston and how artists have been able to exploit those resources to create artwork. So we look at 4 materials in general. We look at wood, we look at clay, we look at tortoise shell, or specifically turtle shell, and we also look at gypsum. The theme Crossroads looks at how artists have been able to participate in the social economy of the city. We had a number of artists from as early as the 1800s who migrated to Kingston, started businesses in Kingston, had their studios in Kingston, participated in some of the commercial trade that happened in the city. One piece that definitely talks about that is Starboy. This was done by K. Sullivan in 1972. Starboy is a bronze sculpture and it essentially depicts a young man selling Star, but the Star newspaper that is. One of the interesting things about Starboy for a lot of visitors is his posture. Even though you can see that he may be poor, he's barefooted, he's wearing shorts, he looks very, very casual. But despite all of that, the body language is very, very expressive, he's very relaxed. Some people would like to refer to him as poor and bossy. Art in the streets is the theme that looks at examples of artwork outside of a museum or a gallery setting. So we focus on public monuments, we focus on street art. We see some images of that over there. One of the biggest controversies in art in Jamaica, in fact, has to do with a public monument, and it is the monument of Bob Marley that is currently situated in front of the National Stadium. Now, the monument itself was developed in 1985, but it was preceded by another monument of Bob Marley that was done in 1983. And this, in fact, was the first one that was commissioned by the government at the time. According to history, when the statue was unveiled in public, there were many people who felt that this was not a depiction of Bob Marley at all. It didn't look like him. Why is he attached to a tree? All sorts of questions, and in fact, it is said that the family too had some concerns about the statue. So it was immediately covered and removed from the public eye, and Alvin Marriott was asked to essentially remake another version of the statue that was more realistic and was more in keeping with the public's opinion about Bob Marley. But it remains today one of the biggest controversies in Jamaican art. Institutions and Collections is a section of the exhibition that looks at the infrastructure that supports the visual arts, how it is that artists were able to survive. If they weren't doing other things, what were some of the more public ways in which artists were supported via education, training, as well as promotion and sale. Stories to Tell focuses on historic narratives that concern Kingston.
One such story is the devastating 1907 earthquake that hit Kingston. Photographic evidence tells the tale of that tragedy.
So far, I really like the shots of the ruins after the earthquake. It's very, very cool. As a photographer myself, I kind of have an appreciation for photography.
I've seen a lot of the work so far. I really have enjoyed the exhibition. There's a large variety of works and different types of work, different media. And I guess it's good to see something that's so culturally relevant.
As part of the exhibition, there is also the screening of the film The Harder They Come, directed by Perry Hensel and written by Trevor Rohn in 1972. The film, which was set for the most part in Kingston, gives insight into inner city life and the struggles to achieve stardom.
The National Gallery is open to the public from Mondays to Saturdays, opening at 10 o'clock on each of those days, closing at 4:30 on Tuesdays to Thursdays, at 4 on Fridays and at 3 on Saturdays. We're also open every last Sunday of the month. It's called our Last Sundays program. And on those days we offer free admission from 11 to 4.
Are you the operator of a micro, small, or medium-sized enterprise? Do you need financial or mentorship assistance? Well, find out if you are qualified by contacting the Heart Trust NTA at 970-4435 or 928-130122 or their website, heart-nta.org. But first, let's hear some more about their MSME support program and the level of assistance offered.
The Heart Trust NTA has launched a program to assist micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSMEs. Through the MSME support program, these businesses will get help to expand and improve their operations. The initiative was launched in late July 2016, and officials are expecting good returns from the investment.
Our decision to target micro, small, and medium enterprises, MSME, is strategic and deliberate. We believe that this program will be successful to facilitate improved productivity and the competitiveness of MSMEs. It will also lead to more employment and wealth creation, provide increased access to capital for young entrepreneurs, help in the formalization of business, and also improve corporate governance.
A very important move when one considers the many hurdles MSMEs face, such as inadequate funding and limited technical, human, and institutional capacity. The program should help current and prospective small business owners move past those hurdles.
Through the entrepreneurship clubs, learners are afforded the opportunity to develop business ideas while being exposed to various aspects of entrepreneurship. This is done with a view of igniting the entrepreneurial spirit in our youth, converting viable business ideas into business startups. The program was designed specifically for trainees of the Trust and aims to promote innovation, foster the creation of sustainability of startups, and create employment. Qualified trainees may receive grants of up to $400,000 to procure tools and equipment needed to start or improve their business. Trainees entrepreneurs also benefit from 18 months of business development support to improve the viability and sustainability of their businesses. The Heart Trust, with this grant funding program, will support funding for equipment, technologies, capacity building, services, technical assistance. The maximum benefit under this program is $3 million. Capacity and business development support will be provided through our valued partner, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC.
Already 6 MSMEs have been approved for grant funding totaling $14 million. They are Jamaica Transport Services, Synergy International, Professional Outsourcing Solutions, Honeyvera, Fraser Ceramic, and EnvironMed. Apart from the JBDC, HEART is also partnering with JAMPRO to provide these entities with business development and export strategy support. Assistance is also coming from the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries and the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information.
I am fully in support of this initiative to sensitize and re-socialize the Jamaican landscape of the importance of entrepreneurship, the importance of technical education, the importance of developing workforce capacity, the capacity of our people to transcend just preparing for a job, but be able to be job creators.
For one entrepreneur who is benefiting, the Heart Trust NTA MSME support program has made her life much easier.
Entrepreneurship is a very lonely space. It's lonely. And it becomes accentuated on a Monday, on a Friday, when you have your payroll, and you look at your bank balance, and the two don't meet. On a Wednesday, when you go downtown to pick up a check, and you hear, it's not signed yet. It's ready now, but it's not signed yet. At the end of the month, when you look at all the income and the expenditure, and the match, and there's no money left to grow the business, to take it to the next level. It's lonely, but today, that journey became a little bit less lonely. It did.
To learn more about the Heart Trust NTA MSME support program and its eligibility requirements, visit their website at heart-nta.org or contact Cheryl Stewart, Manager of Entrepreneurial Skills Development at 970-4435 or 928-130122.
I am blessed and highly favored.
The success that you're seeking is seeking you, but guess what happened? Sometimes you block the success from coming based on the things that you say, the things that you think, and the things that you do. Now, your vision is the destination of where you want to go and the path for getting there. Create visuals of what you want your life to look like in the next 15 to 20 years. Your spiritual life, your emotional life, your intellectual life, and your physical life. It is important that when you create your vision, you make it big and large, because there is really no cost to imagining. And the people in this world who have succeeded and have succeeded big are the people who have created this large vision knowing, not hoping, knowing that it's possible. But guess what happened? You have to convert it to action. So you are here, you want to go there, the resources are here. As you move in the direction, step by step of what you want to achieve, the resources will come, and at a point they will converge. If you wait until you see the resources, you will never, ever, ever act.
I am blessed and highly favored.
We've come to the end of today's program. We sign off from your television screens, but the information continues to flow on our social media pages. For more on health and other relevant news, click on our YouTube channel, Twitter and Facebook pages. You may also download our Google app to always stay in the know. Until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.